All right, we're back again.
Yes, we are. The Grand Inquisitors and now the crabs.
Well, you know what? I kind of want to get into what because you wage money on this. I need people to like
Yeah, I put money where my
what.
mouth. Actually, no, this is great. This is the best time for people to do that. So the reason why I put money on it is because I always do anyway.
Okay,
Okay. I want people to understand that like this is the best time to do that crap. Okay, because now I bet on this app called Kalshi. And Kalshi, if you were paying attention, was the biggest one that was putting down money on this here election. The
mm-hmm.
second one was what was it? Robinhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one was like all these other like third party betting
Uh-oh, did you freeze up?
sites.
Oh, I think you froze up. Hold up, y'all. I think he froze up. Red, you froze up. You're a hella Borgin. Ah, damn it. All right, let me work this technical issue out. My bad, y'all. I think it's on his end. Okay. My bad. I'm working on a thumbnail, and and then Red's having technical issues on his end. Like, make it make sense. Perfect timing. Real quick, shout out to my guys, Nick and Truth, phenomenal show. Probably, I think our best show. I know it's our highest view show ever. So I'm waiting. Let me see if I can drop Red down, cause yeah, okay. He'll come back. He'll come back. But yeah, shout out to Nick and Truth. Um, fire show, man. Fire show. This is why my guys don't get invited to other people's panels because they would be a problem. And you know, everybody thinks they're the smartest person until the smartest person shows up. Then it's then it's like I can't let this guy show me out, whatever. So all right, I'm just waiting for Red to come back in, and then let me work on this thumbnail, and then the show shall continue. Do 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 do. Meltdown. Oh, tonight's the series finale of the Penguin, so I got it already queued up. I got that queued up. Tomorrow I think I'll be able to come back on earlier in the day because I'm off tomorrow because of Veterans Day. Thank you to the veterans. So not sure what all I'm going to talk about, but I'll find something to run my mouth about for the time being. Okay. Okay. Working this thumbnail. Just waiting for Red to come back. Come back, Red. Red, come back. uh, Good conversation earlier tonight. That's all that's all I want. We always don't have to agree or disagree, but I just thoroughly enjoy a good conversation, a good back and forth, and just respecting everybody's positions and stuff. So I'm always down for that. Oh, he texts me. That's not good. Here's my connection. Okay, he's coming back. He's coming back. There we go. Oh, nope. There he is.
All right, all right. Are
Cool.
we back?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Did
sir.
you everything
No, we good. We
or
good.
did
We
I?
good. We good.
Okay, should I go over it again or should I?
Oh yeah. So
What
the,
what what?
what prompted you to to make a wager? Like,
So when prompted me to make the wager, I was like, I already knew Trump was gonna win. Like I already. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I cheated. I didn't cheat, but I kind of knew because I got ears to the streets, man. Like I was already listening to like the Fox News already.
okay.
So I kind of already knew that Trump was gonna win. That was number one. Number two, everybody and their mama was like, I'm voting for Trump. And whether or not people kind of saw it was more or less like if you got Democrats voting for Trump, because I already knew that some people were like diehard blue,
Hmm.
you know, voters, they were voting for Trump. And it was like, okay, yeah, this is a problem because if they're not kind of voting for Kamala, it's like, uh-oh, well, this doesn't seem right. Because why would you want Trump to win? Why
Hmm.
would you want, like your enemy to win? Why would you want this? But it's just like, like I mean, there were so many factors. I mean, if people were kind of paying attention to Kamala Harris, like, okay, so she needed, North Carolina, she needed Georgia, she needed all those battleground states. But like I said, like she was never gonna get North Carolina because of what was happening with the hurricane. If
Hmm.
people were paying attention, North Carolina only got what, $750 each to res- to recover from the what was it? The hurricane. I think it was hurricane. Which hurricane was it? I forget which hurricane. Um, it was the current hurricane. I forget which one. I forget the name. Please forgive me on that one. But Kamala was like, "Yeah, we ain't gonna give you guys that much money because we got to still give money to the migrants." And that didn't really roll. And that didn't really roll well with it. I was like, "Yo, that you realize that's not gonna roll well with people, right?"
Hmm.
So that was number one. That was out of the question. That's number one. Number two, the last 4 years of Joe Biden. Okay. Now, like I said, like if you were also paying attention to like June and what they were and what Joe Biden versus Trump, everybody was already going towards Trump anyway. Like after that whole debate, that whole presidential fiasco, the debate, the first one. And then they just got, Joe Biden up out of here and then just said, yeah, we're going to have Kamala Harris. I was like, yeah, that's not going to roll well. You know, like no one in their right mind is going to have, and I'm sorry, I know this sounds harsh. No one, and I mean no one, is going to vote for a black, quote unquote, black female president. If y'all thought that you thought Hillary Clinton was gonna win. What made you think that? What made you think that Kamala Harris was gonna win? What in your right mind was gonna? Come on, like
You know
let's
what?
be honest real quick.
It's kind of weird because I feel that a reason why black women were riding on this so much for a Kamala win, so they could have one up on the white woman. I think that was like
That would have
subconsciously a thing for them. Like, look what we
that
did.
would have
Yeah,
never happened. Like
yeah,
like white women themselves would rather Trump win
right.
than to have a black woman supersede them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You honestly believe that the white woman, the queen bee of the whole Western society, you honestly believe that a white woman will let you have a leg up?
Yeah,
No.
I agree.
You will be last. Okay. They
Yeah,
would rather have anybody else but you go before them. Okay. White women, although they don't want to say it, okay, although they don't want to say it, white women still want to be on top. Okay. Listen. Now, white women can deny it. I know you got some new people up in here. White people can deny. I was like, no. Now let me be clear here. We are still in America. Still in America. We all know what time it is, all right?
yeah.
We still got a majority white, all right? Even though it's been going, even though it's declining, even though it's still declining, there's still majority white. So I'm gonna just let you. We all know what time it is, all right? Y'all can have that. Proceed.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like you can just see people just come out of the slumber, like the realization, and their bubbles being burst, and they're just like this is what life is really like. I mean, you can see the fog kind of leave them, and they come into clarity, and it's like wow, they really are out here, really losing it like that, you know. So it's
Dude. I mean, even when I went to work after the whole Trump election, dude, I didn't say not jack shit. I said nothing. I
yeah,
really didn't. Like got to be cordial with people. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to go to home. I'm trying to go to hell home. man. I'm trying to do my work and go to hell home.
Right.
Dude's talking about, oh man, man, I was like, dude, I was trying to avoid everybody because it was just like, like, are you mad that Trump's a presidency? Are you dreading that Trump is president? I was like, no. I was like, no, because I mean, again, how does all this affect me? I mean, the dude isn't even in office yet, so you can't even I can't even tell you what he's gonna do next. I mean, yeah, he's already talking about what he's trying to do, and I'm just like, okay. I mean, we're gonna see if he does it. I'm not saying I was paying attention to his last election with all the tariffs and all that, him getting us out of the TPP and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big move. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not mad at that. I was kind of mad at the tariffs against China because I'm like, man, there's so many different products from China that I wanted to get,
mm,
and mainly the phones, the Huawei phones, and I'm just like, I can get it, but then it's not gonna be able to run on the Google
mm,
Play Store, and it's like, well, shit, that's the other half of having a phone, an Android phone, is for the Play Store access. So I was just like,
mm.
I'll just have to wait it out. So yeah.
Well, I mean, even for like, I remember trying to get something from London
Hmm.
or somewhere. I don't know, somewhere around the EU. I think it was London or something. I was trying to get something, and I had a problem with getting it because it was just like I think it was something from my ex girlfriend, and I tried to get her like maybe a hat or something, and it was like what $20 it was $20 in their money,
Hmm.
and I bought it. I was like, "Okay, yeah." It was like, what, 35, 40 in mine. Bought it anyway,
Yeah.
and it took me, like, a month or 2 to get it because of tariffs of I forget why Trump put a tariff on, like, the EU again. I forget, it's been a really long time. But he did it, and I was like, "Shit, man, like, now I can't get it." So, I mean, I get it, everybody wants to bring back America and, just, the nationalistic trades and all that other stuff, but me personally, I said this a long time ago. I said, "Dude, it's too late for all that." Like, every company has moved out of the United States for many different reasons for the past eon, I guess you could say. I mean, it's been going on since even when I wasn't born, and I was born in 1995. So go back 30, 40, 50 years ago. I mean, can we bring it back? Probably, but let's face it, go inside your house right now and try to find anything that is made in America. Even your clothes aren't made in America. So,
Yeah,
you know,
once when Clinton signed the NAFTA and the GAFTA agreement, that was the first step. And then you saw American companies like Harley Davidson move their move their stuff to outsource some of their stuff to China, and you just that's how bad it's like. Wow, Harley Davidson of all the American red blooded American companies, like th-
yeah.
that was like there's
I
your
mean,
writing on the wall. Yeah,
Ford, Chevrolet,
yeah,
they're not. I mean, I mean, they use Japanese parts. Like some of them use Korean parts.
yeah.
I was like, yeah. Listen, I'm all for nationalism, and I'm all for made in America. But let's face it, made in America is a pipe dream nowadays, especially when even like, I mean, your Samsung phone comes from Korea, South Korea probably, Japan mostly, China. I mean, 90% your roadcaster's probably from Taiwan or China.
Yeah,
Apple computers are from what? Korea, China,
your PS5, your Xbox, like all the creature comforts
all of
that we
all
yeah.
your yeah, all of your creature comforts come from either China, Taiwan, or Japan. I'm sorry. What else is there for what I I personally think that the only thing that is kinda semi-made in America still is the entertainment industry, but even that's moving out,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been kinda everyone's been shaking in their boots for a real long time, but let me try to tell you something. I said, "Dude, Okay, Gavin Newsom, and I did make sure that this was 100% correct. Yeah, Gavin Newsom kind of put a band-aid on an already open wound, I guess, because again, a lot of these entertainment corporations are moving out of the United States. I mean, you can only do but so much. You know, IATSE's still going to go on strike. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So what I say, if Trump when Trump gets into office, will the entertainment industry kind of go back to what it used to be? I don't think so because again, the damage is already done. So, you know, we're still going to be on strike. That's number 1. Number 2, you're still screwed because of all the actors and writers and all that and going to those corporations and moving out of there. So, you know, they got jobs, but with IATSE, we don't know, you know? So
Y-
we got that going on.
Okay, so when is the proposed strike for you guys?
Well, they're keeping on saying like it's gonna be around December, January. So that's what
Shit.
they're you know, threatening. And I'm just like, y'all going listen, y'all in for a rude awakening soon.
Okay,
It's just a rude awakening.
I don't think. Okay, how long do you? I know it's kind of hard but you don't think it'll last long, do you? I don't. Maybe not 3 months, 2 months.
Uh
Even
just from the last one,
right.
it's gonna last it's gonna last a bit. It's gonna last a bit, unfortunately, you know, because if you weren't paying attention to the last strike, which almost lasted a year, I think more or less, you know, even with this strike, if they go through with it, they're gonna really find out that these corporations do not care about like, you know, below the line workers
Mhm.
anymore. You know, like they're unfortunately, I will say that AI is gonna be the wave of the future, right? That's gonna be the big problem going down the line. But another problem down the line would be like people talking to me about what were they talking to me about? Independence, right? Independence. Everyone loves using that word. Everyone loves talking to me about independence. I said, okay, all right, let's live in a perfect world where independents win, right?
Mhm.
How many independent companies right now can you go to if anything were to happen where these corporations will be like, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna screw it. We don't need IATSE. We don't need SAG-AFTRA. We don't need anybody. We're just gonna, you know, just use AI. We're just gonna everything we're gonna make is AI, right? So where can you go, right? There's gonna be nowhere for a lot of people to go unless they start making their own production companies now. And even if that, they have to be competing already on like not even just on a small scale. They have to be doing that on a bigger scale, you know, where two they can get, you know, that Hollywood money,
Mhm.
right? So again, it's all about is it gonna happen? No. So people still want, right? They still want what was it? They still want the big money, right? The Netflix money, the Paramount Plus money, the Disney Plus money. They still want it. So I'm not gonna hold my breath on it. You know, that these strikes are gonna keep on happening until, well, corporations will be like, you know what, we're just gonna move out, right? We're gonna take our talent with us. We're gonna move to the European Union. We're gonna do Korea. We're gonna do Japan. We're gonna be in places where we don't need to be in union jurisdiction. That's what they're gonna do. And then
Y-
on top of that, they're just gonna go with AI. So there you go.
Yeah, I learned recently why they keep going to British actors because I didn't know that British actors were cheaper because of the union that they belong to.
They don't
And
even have one.
yeah, it's weird. It's a weird situation where they're basically cheaper. They're cheaper to hire than Americans because of SAG and whatnot. And I was just like, wow, okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
because you don't really have to pay you don't have to pay their crew or their cast
right,
anything. You could you can pay them close to nothing.
yeah, yeah,
Pay 'em close to nothing. You, their entertainment industry is a lot more different than our
mm,
entertainment industry,
mm,
where most people now are just gonna be like, "You know what? We need this," right? Like, I negotiated not too long ago with my boss, right? He can he listen, he likes me, but he can get rid of me at any given point. He can
Right.
say, "Listen, we love you, but yo black ass need to go." He can say that. "Your black ass need to go." All right? And Imma be like, "All right, cool. That's fine. That's fine with me." Right? Because I can go to Texas, right? I could do the same thing.
Well, I'm
But in Britain,
hoping.
they just like, "You know what? Here's the price that I want," right? And then it just be like, "Alright, cool, because 'cause we're not gonna give you anything else," right? So, there you go.
I think the only saving grace, I don't think it'll be a long strike. One for one. For two, until the AI is perfected to a point where they can the screenwriter can just literally just type it in, and then they can spit out storyboards and whatever the whatnot. Until it gets to that point, I still think there's some time to kind of, you know, have your last hurrah as human actors before, the studios completely just dive deep into AI creation as far as their the content altogether.
Yeah,
There's a lot that still needs to be perfected, on many levels. The average person doesn't understand what it takes to actually make a movie, all the moving parts. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, also, if you think AI is just gonna be entertainment industry, oh, no.
Right.
Oh, no, no, no. It's just no, we're gonna be the first ones to get it, and we're gonna be the first ones affected, but then it's gonna go into other factions and industries. I said, "Look, listen, AI coming for all of us, all right? We all cook, all right? Equally, we're all cooked. I'm not gonna I you think you're gonna be safe for now, and I smile at you and I say, "Okay, all right. Well, when it happens to you, okay, Imma just be there, and Imma just say, 'You know what? First time, first time.'" 'Cause, yeah, AI is coming for all of us, man. Like, it's the wave of the future. Even Donald Trump himself was like, "I listen, if everybody was paying attention, because I don't think people are, he was even for Donald Trump himself was for AI, and I was just like, "Oh, well, that's interesting. That's very interesting, Trump. I thought you were for America first." Now, not saying that he isn't, but it was either the immigrants or AI.
Mhm.
And Donald Trump was like, "Nah, we gonna do AI," right? I'm just saying to myself, "All right, well,
I don't think people realize how much um folks like value convenience and just ease of doing things. Like I think the whole work hard mantra is pretty much on its deathbed. Like nobody wants to
oh yeah,
work.
yeah,
Yeah, and if AI can
oh yeah,
eliminate all that, yeah, I think the average person would get into it, especially on the content creation side of things.
oh yeah, yeah, of course, man. Like, why would anybody want to pay anybody what they're worth when you can just use AI and just eliminate that, which eliminates a lot of like other things like pull them up by the bootstraps, right?
Mhm.
The whole bootstraps talk, which everybody likes to talk to me about, is like, well, you gotta work hard and pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and when you pull yourself up by the bootstraps, everything works out, opportunities and all that. I said, I okay, if you want to believe in that, all right, cool, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I will not argue. Okay, I will not argue with people. Imma just be like, "You know what? You know what? I gotta tighten up my bootstraps a bit. I gotta make sure that them shits are high waters, okay? Because maybe I'm not doing that. Maybe I'm not pulling myself up by the bootstraps, and maybe I'm not, like, buckling down, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but okay, sure,
Yeah.
alright, 'cause our generation still can't afford, rent, so, okay.
Do you worry that your generation will be able to get to that point?
Like I said, man, we're cooked. So I don't it does not matter. Listen, we're cooked. It does not matter. Listen, I was talking to I don't talk to anybody about just presidents. At this point, I think presidents are a scapegoat, right? It's just a complete scapegoat. I just say to because whether it be Trump or Kamala, we're still cooked, right? And I want to kind of put this on like the young men. I was like, dude, even though Trump is in office, right? Even though Trump is still in office, most of you guys are still under.
Mm.
okay, you're still under the water. Okay? Just because Trump is in office does not mean a damn thing. All right? If you were broke during Biden, if you were broke during Trump's first term and you were broke during Biden's term and you still broke during Trump's term, uh
Yeah,
what's changed?
the black men median income is $51,000. It's median
What
income.
can what can I say? You know, like
Yes.
I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to, put a downturn on things. It's just how I see things now. All right. Because even median for black men is $50,000. For white men, Imma just say this, man, the birth rates are still low, right? The male cancellation rates have not gone down since, okay? Still in the gutter when it comes down to dating, and we're gonna talk about that next. Still in the gutter when it comes down to dating, still in the gutter when it comes down to jobs, right? They're still complaining that men are not working. All right. Now I want to see what that looks like in the Trump era. Are they still gonna blame men for not working, right? Because that was a problem then, and it's going to still be a problem now.
Mhm.
Like I just want people to understand this does not change anything. Okay. Although people want it to, and that's the hope, right? And I'm not trying to, say, oh, y'all are coping and all that. I just want people to understand that we still you got a long way to go. Okay. This doesn't change everything overnight.
So you don't feel like your generation at any point will just turn it around? Like
No,
you, wow.
no. Because again, like, um, so I get all these sometimes on my YouTube algorithm, I still get people who quit their 9 to 5 jobs. I quit my 9 to 5 because of X, Y, and Z. I quit because of this, or somebody I was watching a video and it was a really interesting video, and I forget where it came from, right? I forget where it came from, but I'll send you the link to it.
Okay.
And it was literally about how Gen Z was just completely like millennials, Gen Z, whomever you want to talk to, right? How screwed we are. And I get it. Okay, like I said, birth rates are low, right? Corporations are screwing the living hell out of everybody, and we're like the first, second, third generation to get that, right? Um, every tradition under the sun. I'm talking Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, that's gone, dude. We don't understand family or community or anything else like that because we don't A, can't afford it, and B, we don't want it. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, come on, man. Like, we, s- c- it's not, I mean, it's not our fault. And then it kind of is, right? Because I was kind of going over it with people, right? Our generation now would rather have a pet, like a dog or a cat, or I mean, our generation's cool with being with the same sex and all that. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like, yo, what are you talking about when people talk to me about like all this other uh we want traditional this and that, and I heard Trump talking about that. I'm like, Trump, like, this is I listen I listen, Trump, unfortunately, we kind of live in a time, day, and age where I don't think we understand the word tradition. Okay, I don't think we understand that no more, and trying to impose that on people is not going to work either. Okay, we're cooked. Okay, I'm saying, what did I? I say to conservatives sometimes, what the hell are you guys conserving? Okay, you're
Mm.
conserving the inevitable. It is what it is. Half of us still live with our parents, right? And like I said, there are definite reasons for me, I listen, the things that you don't know, okay? I've had a business that went down under during COVID. Okay? So I went back to save myself. It was either that or the fucking GWB. All right. So you got to pick one. All right. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go home with to my parents. All right.
Well,
So there's that. That's another day. That's another conversation.
okay, well, let me ask you, what is the difference between, let's say, Americans living with their parents versus Indians and Arabs? They do it like their kids. They'll have grown ass
So
kids. So I don't understand why is it such frowned upon when Americans do it.
because Americans are because to a lot of the world, Americans or just Western society in general is like quote unquote well off, right? You have you have all of this opportunity, you have all of this money, so to some people's extent of money, whatever that is. You have the monetary value, you have everything at your disposal. So why are you living with your parents, right?
Mhm.
And for people to not understand that, okay, we're going to use New York and New Jersey as an example, right? So the median has not moved at all. Okay, the only thing that has moved is the inflation, the income tax, the property tax has increased, right?
Mhm.
So with that being said, you can ask for a raise at your job, but even your raise at your job is not gonna it's not gonna matter. Okay. Like, for example, like people can say, oh, I want, a 15 to $20 an hour raise at McDonald's. I was like, nigga, why? Because you realize that that price is going to go up on everything, right?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody here, I would say, and I know I'm a union guy, but I think this is the fault of unions too, because it was just like, well, you can demand things, you can ask for raises the first, and guess what they're gonna do? Rich people are gonna be one step ahead of that. It's like, oh, okay, so they're gonna ask for raises, cool. We're just gonna make sure everything goes up while they get their raises. You think everything's gonna go? No.
Okay. How many more years? Okay, if it's doom and gloom for the most part, how many more years would it take for young adults living with their parents before that becomes not frowned upon, before it becomes oh, that's smart because you can go back to your foundation and go back to school, find a new skill set, and then come back out and try it again. Because for us, our parents are always like, you can always come back home. To if the world is it kicks you in the ass, it's too much, whatever the case, you can always come back home, refresh, recharge your batteries, go back out and do it again. That our parents gave us that. Um, so how much longer at one point at a point where you say, well, people say, you know what, that's smart.
Well, just the way that things are going, I have a friend that I play in a band with, and he's a teacher, right? A full-fledged NJ teacher, right?
Mm.
He's in the teachers union, all of that. Guess where he lives?
With his
With
parents.
his mom and dad.
Okay.
It's bad out here, bro. Like no one can afford, like honestly, nobody can afford a house up here. Houses up here go for almost 500K to a million or two, right? And
Mhm.
that's just in like in this area, this vicinity in which I live in, which is in the Essex County area, the average house median is about almost $1 million,
Mhm.
right? When my parents bought their house, it was around 100, 200K back then. To now, it's close to $1 million. Who's gonna afford an $1 million mortgage, right? So then what? You're paying $1 million, so then that's a month is gonna be around 3, 4K a month, right?
Yeah.
So who's gonna afford that? Can I afford that? No, because that's the same as you buying not buying. That's the same as you buying, not buying, renting an apartment for close to what, 250 a month,
Mhm.
2,500 a month. That no, like you're not gonna be able to afford that. All right, get out of here. You need like at least two to three roommates, right? To hopefully not skip out on the rent. And then on top of that, right, you got the price of food. The price of food went up. So I did something. So shout out to Texas. I love Texas. Shout out to the Lone Star State. So I went to Texas and I went to this market called what was it? HEB or something like that.
Oh,
I think
it's a chain of them. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so
extremely popular. Yeah.
and I love HEB. The reason why I love HEB is because you go into that grocery store and there are coupons everywhere, right? The incentive is to save money, which is why I love HEB versus like Stop and Shop or Kings or what's the other one? Kings, ShopRite,
Hmm.
ShopRite. I didn't forget that one. The only saving grace that you probably have is Aldi or it's Aldi and then the other one, Lidl, and those came from they came from across the pond. Aldi and Lidl are what German, and they're from the EU, right? They're from the EU, so that's another thing. So a lot of unions, right? The union chains, which would be this, the union supermarkets are Stop and Shop, ShopRite, what are the other ones? They're the big ones. Like Costco is union. Sam's Club is union. I don't no. 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 That's not the, but the union shops, the union grocery stores always, they always protest. I mean, it's A, competition, but B, they don't want cheaper prices. They want you to pay close to what, 2 for 5 at? Yeah, Trader Joe's. Yeah, Trader Joe's. Yeah, we haven't, yeah. Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, all them union shops, they want you to pay top dollar for their products. They don't want you to go cheap. The hell? But at HEB, and I love HEB for this reason, because you go into the store, you get coupons, and everything that would have cost you around like 250, $300 is cut because the incentive is to save you money,
Hmm.
which is why I love HEB. I love Texas. I love HEB because although people can say, like, oh, it's getting expensive in Texas. I agree with that. Yes, I've been in Texas, so I understand. Yeah, things are getting expensive because people from California are moving to Texas. Got that. But it's still quite more affordable versus you being up here, and all your your check literally goes to either rent or having food on the table. So I mean, you got a place to live, but then you don't have nothing to eat, or you have something to eat, but you don't have a place to live. Is that how you want to live? So that's just
Okay, so of those, which is this is an unfair question, but of those that live with their parents, do you think the majority of them are helping with the household
I mean,
bills and
some of
stuff?
us, I mean, some, not all. I mean, I help with mine. I pay rent and I do household chores and all that. So you know that's just, but everything is I mean, it depends on who. Like for me, I help. Like I help my parents. Like I want to move out. Like I've been trying to move out for the last 5 years since I came back from and some people will be like, oh, well, you've been living with your parents forever. No, dude, I used to live in Brooklyn before this, and even New York. Like New York 2016 was as expensive as it is now, right? I was paying what, almost close to 1,400 $1,500 for my apartment when I used to live in Flatbush. So like me not knowing what rent is or paying rent, dude, I know what it is, and I understand, like the whole landlord thing. I know how landlords love to skip out on trying to do their job, and how they're trying to get tax cuts on tenants and all that stuff. I already know the deal. I already know the drill. So you know that's you know if people want to kind of get on me on that, it's like, well, you've never understood rent. No, I've understood it, you know.
Okay, what would you suggest to the majority of those that are living with their parents as far as career changes? Maybe go into a trade, and maybe just say, hey, whatever you picked in college isn't working if you can't
It's not
afford.
gonna matter. It's not gonna
Ah,
matter.
okay.
It's not gonna matter at all. Like you can listen. I've seen it in most facets. Like most facets of people, it doesn't matter. Mechanic, stagehand, doesn't matter. Teacher, they're still living with their parents here. You know what I'm saying? Like they still live with their parents here. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find a friend and you can rent an apartment out, or, try to convince your parents to take this house, and try to, find a few roommates and trying to make it work. But, like, I'm not trying to be in my house for the rest of my life, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to no, man, I wanna have my house of my own, so I said, "You know what? Fuck it, man. If I have to move to Texas to have a house, then that's what we're gonna do."
Right.
Like, I ain't staying here because again, the median income's gonna go up, the interest rate's gonna go up, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, it does not matter, and it's gonna get to a point to where, like, it won't matter your profession. It won't matter your profession at all, okay? You will still live here, okay? You will even those who say, "Oh, that'll never happen to me. I have money. I'm well off. I'm all this other stuff, ah, ha, ha. It happened to you because maybe you're not working hard enough." Okay, okay, and Imma say this to everybody. Make one wrong move or the economy goes to shit,
I agree.
and you will be right here.
I agree.
Okay, you will be I will be first time? First time? Oh, you're back with your parent? Okay, first time? 'Cause it happened to everybody. Oh, I gotta oh, my house was foreclosed, I got a divorce, I gotta move back with my parent. Oh, I've heard it all, man. People be making stupid ass decisions and shit like that, making decisions on their life, right? I'm not again, I would not want anything to happen to to my worst enemies, but I've heard all of it. My job went under, my wife divorced me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I foreclosed on my house, all the shit. I've heard everything from my friends before, and guess where they ended back up with their parents. All right? So,
Well, I would rather people be able to have parents to go back home to than God knows what else is out here in the streets, living from place to place and, like versus the alternative. No, I would tell them, yeah, go back home, figure it out. That's if your parents say it's cool to come back, help me along as long as you're doing your part to help them out and then figure out what your next move is. By the time you're ready to leave, that's, you know,
but
yeah,
that's just it, man. Like, I mean, y'all think, I mean, look, Trump only got 4 more years. He ain't gonna be like he gonna be there forever, man. Listen, we gonna go back to blue pretty soon, so enjoy Trump now, all right? I say, look, um, I say make your money with Trump. The first one was, these election bets, man. The election bets, you know what I'm saying? The election bets are pretty much a great indicator that we are screwed as a people, but you can make money off of it. If you can monetize the election in any way, shape, or form, monetize it. All right?
yeah.
Monetize it because that's going to be your best bet. I took 250 of my money. That shit flipped to 400. 'Cause
Oh, oh, I think you worked out. God damn it, Red. In your internet, and your New York, and your damn New York internet. I don't even have that option. Hey, yeah, that man. Oh yeah, okay, he'll be back. He'll be back. Hey, let me just say this. There we go. All right, he's back. He's back.
all right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I froze up. I froze up. Are we
It's
good?
all good. It's all good.
All right, cool, cool, cool. I don't know what's going on with my Xfinity, man. I'm gonna get myself a new router. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, make your money, dude. Like monetize, do this. I mean, monetize the Trump era, man. Make your money. All right. I would say this: whether you be on the left or right or independent, make your money, man. This is the best time to do it. Stock market went up last week. I made almost close to $200-300,
Yeah,
man.
it's at 45,000 points. That's, but you know what?
Yeah,
Every new president, it always goes up.
yeah.
It just depends on how much. But every 4 years, you can time your watch, set your watch by it jumping with every new president. So
hmm
is that
Yeah, I
really?
mean,
Yeah,
again, it is what it is. Hey, look, make your money while the presidents are here, man. That's
yeah,
that's all I can say.
yeah.
It's business as usual for me. All right, business as usual. What were they talking about?
I know
Oh
I know
yeah,
what I wanted to ask you.
what's up?
How down bad do urban men have to be for them to claim, and I'm talking about content creators that claim a false victory, like because we held our vote, we made the Democratic ship crash, we made the Kamala ship train off the rails, and it's like it clearly shows your numbers didn't matter. They didn't need you to begin with.
No, they didn't, man. Like, I mean, I think for urban people, this was a huge wake up call to a lot of people to be like, you know what, man, we should have had our own. We should. I don't know why black people themselves, urban people, were kind of going to Kamala the first. I was like, what is she gonna do? And a lot of people, Mason Lucas, Mason Lucas, he was like, Kamala Harris is our best bet for reparations. I was like, no, because Black Caucus, if you were paying attention to the Black Caucus the first, you know what I'm saying? They were just like, nah, we don't want reparations.
Yeah, I think
But
that
what did they do with Gavin Newsom? They had a bill talking about how, it's literally like the how I would say how I looked at that bill was like the we sorry, but we cool now, right? Type of
right.
bill. Like I'm like, this is what y'all wanted? This? Okay.
Yeah, I think the reparations and intangibles should be removed from urban lexicon. You're never gonna see it. It's never gonna come up ever again in a discussion. Uh,
No.
no, no,
No.
no.
Unfortunately, and I was and a bunch of people were just like, well, you gotta. I say even don't even ask Trump for it, bro. Like don't even no, because Trump he on a different type of he's on a different type of time right now.
Mhm.
Okay, so black people just make money. Okay, just make money. That's it. That's all I got for you. All right, just learn how to make money for yourself. Pull yourself up by the
Yeah.
bootstraps.
Okay. Let me ask you, what do you think about urban men that are on the Trump train that feel like they had a hand in him winning when clearly their numbers weren't needed either?
Dude, I don't. I mean, me personally, I don't understand blacks, Latinos, anybody for Trump when I'm not a liberal at all. I'm not, but I'm just like, dude, like, what is? I mean, I get it. When Trump 2016, he was like, "What the hell do you guys have to lose?" And then I get it with like the whole low black unemployment with Trump for the last 4 years. But then I was like, after that, I'm like, dude, what else? What else is Trump gonna give you, dude? Like I don't, I don't get it. You
I,
know,
he does. I mean, they did. I guess it's a jarring reality to find out that you're not needed or wanted. Like, how do people process them realizing I don't? It's like when she breaks up with you, and she's like, I don't want you, and it's just like, damn, you really don't want me. Like, in a month or two goes by, she doesn't contact you, she's blocked you,
right?
and the reality sets in. It's like, damn, she really don't want me, huh? It's just like,
Yeah. Nah, listen. I mean, I went through the 5 stages of grief. You know,
right, right,
I go
right.
through it. I go through it. But I go through it quickly, man. I'm 29, but I go through it quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but in the grand scheme of things, with the 5 stages of grief, I'm just like, well, the acceptance is the I guess it's the hardest part, but you got
Mhm.
to go through everything else first. But then out then after I would say it's six, right? It's then acceptance, but then we gotta go to the sixth stage of grief, which is adaptation.
Okay.
How do you adapt to all of this?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not, just what is it? Denial, anger, depression, bargaining,
Bergen.
or
Yeah.
I gotta switch those around, and then
Yeah.
acceptance.
Yeah.
Then it's I would say it's six. So you got denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, and adaptation.
Okay.
How do you adapt to this situation?
Okay.
And I think that's what people seem to not understand. And I think for black people or urban people, you know what I'm saying? Like now y'all have to learn to adapt and evolve to this whole situation. But what I can see is like, yo, man, like I don't know. I don't know. Cause for urban people, it's just like, well, Kamala's not black, and I get that. But then on top of that, well, what is Trump gonna do? And I don't think, and I think, I think Trump, I think he's going to bring down unemployment to a certain extent. But again, I would believe that the damage that has already been done to the black community is still going to be done. And for those who have money and those who have equity and those who have assets and all that other stuff, right?
Mhm.
They're gonna still. It's again, I'm gonna say it's just business as usual. Okay, it's gonna be business as you. It was business as usual then. It's business as usual now. So
Well, let me ask you, who's adapts better in the next 4 years, urban women or urban men?
urban women.
Okay.
I have to say, and it's not to, it's not to, oh, well, Red sings the blues as a simp and all that. He believes in black women. Nah, it's because of what they're doing right now, man. Like they talking about organizing and shit, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, this not a bit. I mean, they are black women are already at a point to where black men don't are not like null and void. Whatever black men want, like null and void. And I get this guy who says we need to stop caring about race so much. Middle class needs to stick together. I want people to understand.
What middle class? What do you?
Although although yeah, I was like, first off, what middle class? That dude, middle class has been depleted for a really long time. There is no such thing as a middle class because even people with middle class jobs, we just went over this. People with middle class jobs cannot afford to be middle class. Okay. I literally just said this. I said this with our generation, Gen Z, can't even afford rent. And yet we want to be middle class. That's gone. Okay, it's the rich versus the fucked, and we're all fucked. So, excuse me,
No,
I
no.
didn't mean.
You know what? And it's so sad because when you say that, and then let's say in another part of the internet sphere, you'll hear these conversations about who pays for what, and I'm just like, what reality are you people living in? Like, there's no one paying 100% of anything. You're not at the 1% level. So this conversation shouldn't even be had by basically broke people. You know, just us as a collective, we are just so just fish food, man. It's
We are sautéed.
yeah,
We are
man.
sautéed, steamed,
Like we're still popping
grilled.
balloons. We're still popping balloons. Median
Yeah,
income for urban folk. Come,
dude. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. That Kamala Harris ad where they had the balloon. I was like cooked, sautéed,
done.
flambéed, okay, spit roasted.
Well, you know what?
Cool.
You get to the point where you feel like, as a collective, we don't deserve anything. Look at us. Like why would anybody want to help us out?
Kamala Harris, listen, Kamala Harris, okay, she had Meg Wop the Stallion. She had Beyonce, Texas Hold'em Knowles.
Don't forget Glorilla. Don't forget Glorilla.
Oh, she had Gloria. She oh, cooked. You don't understand. She didn't even give a shit about black women the first. She was just like, you know what? I need the most popular black women. Who do I get? She didn't get anybody that could have talked, economics or anything else like that. Nah, 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 nah. She got the biggest, blackest, big booty shaking ass women in the entertainment industry to come out and do free concerts, right? Beyonce did a free concert. I knew that was hit. I knew that hit her soul when that happened. like, like this is Beyonce, Queen Bee, and she doing a concert for free. Nigga, get the hell up out of there.
Yeah,
Get the
yeah,
hell up out of there.
yeah. I don't think we'll ever see this much pandering ever again to urban folk. I think you'll never
Oh,
see this.
of course not,
They'll
man. Look,
never. No. Once the
man,
Democrat Party goes back to putting white men up for their candidates, you'll never see this type of pandering ever again, ever.
oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. You might get a little, sprinkle, you might get a little crumb here and there, but not no. no, no, no. Of course, but you know what was funny? Now we're talking about oh, this is a victory. Like, oh, this is a victory. I hear that the Independent. Now, let me see if I can bring this up. All right, let me see. The manosphere. You might want to sit your goofy asses down real quick. Y'all might want to sit your goofy asses down real quick because this is what they're saying. How Joe Rogan and the right wing manosphere helped propel Trump to victory in 2024. Now, I just want you to know something, right? Joe Rogan and the manosphere. It's 20 years later, like 20 years of this SBE rhetoric, and guess what? White man still on top. White man, listen, they ain't talking about the black manosphere. I don't want to hear it, bro.
Huh?
I don't want to hear it. Do you see black man? Do you see angry man? No. Do
Huh?
you see did they say how obsidian and the right wing? No. No. Y'all are cooked. I'm sorry. Cooked. Cooked. Oh man, I just love being right, man. All right. So, what are they talking about the manosphere? Because and you want to know something else? Listen, bro. They already made the manosphere. They already cooked them at the U.S. government has already cooked the manosphere. Okay, y'all are on government list, FBI watch list,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah.
Like I just want people to understand this. All right. During Donald Trump's racist victory party on Tuesday, Racocious victory party on Tuesday in West Palm Beach, Florida, a fired up Dana White, president of the wildly popular UFC Fighting League, approached the microphone to thank the people who have made Republicans' dominant win possible. After praising Trump as one of the most resilient, hardworking men I've ever met in my life, I want to talk about the Nelk boys, Aiden Ross, the okay, Aiden Ross. You mean the dude? You mean the live streamer who sniffed what was his name? Andrew Tate's chair. You're gonna oh my god, man. These motherfuckers right here. Theo Vaughn, bussing with the boys, and but not last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. Now, they're considering them as the manosphere.
Right.
They, they there is no mediocre tutorials and
Nope.
reviews.
Nope.
There's no Obsidian, Mamiya Obsidian Ali.
Nope. If you got melanin, you're not invited. No melanin folk. No.
Yo, movement has been degraded. Listen, Dr. Thunder, you might want to pivot, bro. You might want to just do jazz content, period. Okay. The pivot wins, okay? Pivot has been completely undefeated. You'd be forgiven for not knowing who some of these men are, but if you are the Democratic Party, you ignore them at your peril. This collection of edgy alternative podcasters, social media influencers, and comedians are a part of the manosphere that may have helped Donald Trump with the election. Oh my God. This is a slide. Listen, Black Manosphere is dead. Dead. There is no Black Manosphere anymore. All right. No such thing. All right. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because they ain't talking about none of y'all. Okay. They ain't talking about the alpha male strategies, the Stephens Colts, the fresh
Nope.
and fits.
Nope.
They even
Nope.
the O'Shea New Jackson. They ain't saying nothing about y'all niggas. According to the Associated Press exit polling. God damn it. Hold on a second. Shit. Oh man. According to the exit polling, Donald Trump decisively won the male vote with 52% among 18 to 44-year-olds and 56% backing among those 45 plus. That's a major flip from 2020, when Joe Biden at least managed to pull a slim majority of young and early middle-aged men on drawing on Democrats' typical popularity with younger people. Trump did even better with non-college graduate white men, excuse me, earning more than 2/3 of their vote, according to the Washington Post. He also made major gains among Latino men, surprising Democratic leaders who assumed Trump's repeated demonization of immigrant communities might ward off their support. There were plenty of other influences on the ballot outside of gender related concerns, of course, from the economy to the border to the war in Gaza, but gender certainly seems to have a key influence. Now, I just want this to be like, like his now do you see, okay, gender war, okay, SBE forever. Okay. SBE forever. Okay. Shout out to Ty City. SBE forever. SBE forever. SBE knows no sanction. It knows no gender. It knows no age. It knows nothing. It's just SBE. And now, the gender war has always been in politics, but nothing like this. Nothing. If you've been paying attention. But what do you have to say to that?
I think, okay, to your point, this is what a real gender war looks like when the women in question go with their man, and
Mm,
the same women that made these other women feel like, yes, girl, you don't need him. He ain't about nothing. He's not a leader, and yet the same women that you pandered to, you left him high and dry to go be where the real power is at with your man.
right.
And every group understood that except us for whatever
Mhm.
reason, you know. Yeah.
So, what I can say to that also is if you're paying attention to how, women are kinda, showing their not even, like nowadays, but now you're seeing it on TikTok and how they're, kind of treating men at work and all this other stuff, like they're literally vocalizing that they're not having sex with men, or they're going to have this like 4B movement, whatever the hell that is. And they're saying vocally that, yeah, no, if you are a man that voted for Trump, or any man that it leans conservative or libertarian, like you, you ain't getting nothing from them. Like women take it personally when you do not vote for their own best interests. Like that. It's just it's just where our politics are. Like this is what I'm saying, man. We got to live in the reality of, like politics is now gender based. Like who's gonna vote for what? You know what I'm saying? Are men gonna go lean right, or women gonna lean left? And what percentage of men are gonna lean right versus their we are divided. Okay, we're not united at all. And listen, it's gonna be that way forever. Okay, there is no return to the table, or nothing like that. Okay,
Oh my God,
sorry.
no. No, no. It's weird. I don't know. It's clearly obvious, but then for us to state the obvious, it's like it's hot air to a certain group of people at this point. Like, the urban man has been programmed, brainwashed to go blue every route with every election, whether it be midterms or the federal, the
Hmm.
presidential. So they're just worker bees. They're drones. They don't know what they're doing. They're not even cognizant of what they're doing. They just do it because and they all their lives they've been told this is what to do. So they're not even thinking at this point. And
Yeah.
you thought the rhetoric was like, oh, okay, looks like black men coming out that slumber. They might do something different. No, the numbers confirm they're still drones. They're still worker bees, and they're gonna follow this woman to the pits of hell.
Yeah.
You know.
Citizen Jane says, "I'm gonna say it. How are you gonna deny sex when you can't get a text?"
Yeah.
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 Oh my gosh. All right. Let me finish this. To reach this army of male voters, Trump met them where they increasingly spent their time online listening to podcasts and watching content creators, and met an enormous audience of eyeballs were suddenly plugged into his campaign. Now, let me just say this real quick. Let me say this. Now, I want people to understand that, everybody doesn't trust the mainstream media, but a lot of people now want to see like the human side of like Donald Trump, or whom they're voting for, or something like that. So Joe Rogan was the best bet, and um what you call it, Kamala Harris going over to Club Shay Shay. Nobody's watching Club Shay Shay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and their mom was watching Joe Rogan. If she would have done Joe Rogan's podcast, she might have had a fighting chance. But Trump was already gonna win because of, like, the if you were seeing the numbers versus him on Joe Rogan versus her on Club Shay Shay, she was never gonna win.
Right.
She was never gonna win. Never. Okay, sorry. All right. The Nelk boys have over. Ah, damn it! Come on, man. Uh, all right. Let's see. Are you for real? Okay, the Nelk Boys have over 8 million followers on YouTube. Bussin' with the Boys is a part of the Barstool Sports Network, the often politically incorrect, culturally, if not politically conservative, online sports and culture juggernaut. Ron and Rogan's podcast together have something like 18 million subscribers, not to mention the countless others who saw the highlights of both men's late campaign Trump's interviews packaged onto viral clips. Now, if you're paying attention to that, yeah, the social media aspect of everything is king, okay? Never sleep on a Joe Rogan podcast again. And this is for the Democrats. Never sleep on a Joe Rogan podcast again. I don't know why you would want that, right?
I agree.
And again, well, here, Jimmy's like, you act like Rogan wasn't a Trump supporter from day one. It wasn't a fair and objective platform. What are you talking about? Joe Rogan was gonna let Kamala Harris on. Someone on Kamala Harris's team said, "Don't go on there."
Yeah, she wanted
Like,
him
come
to
on, man.
fly.
Like,
Yeah, she
we're
wanted
not
him to
playing these
fly to
games.
her. No, no, go ahead.
But that's beside the point. Trump, despite what might be his vulnerabilities in another election, his historic criminal conviction, his serial lying and speculation, his unpredictable behavior, his open embrace of fascist ideas and alleged praise of Hitler, seems to have done little to harm his credibility with the men in these online spaces. In fact, some of those same qualities made him a perfect fit. The Republican has the gift of gab. Let me reverse that. Trump has the gift of gab. Okay. The Republicans, not so much. Okay. Y'all got old ass rhinos still running the Senate House. Okay. Rhinos. Okay. Not draining the swamp at all because you're going to have to get rid of the rhinos. Okay. Sorry. The same rambling, politically incorrect style that makes him difficult to cover in print and fact checked in real time is a perfect fit for the multi-hour bro sessions that are increasingly found on top podcasts and live streams. All right, let's see what else we got. Ah, come on, man. But you see where we're going with this, right?
Yeah.
You see where we're going with this?
Yep.
So from now on, y'all gonna have to go on. If you're gonna be on any podcast, go on the bigger ones. All right. For an online right obsessed with cancel culture and deeply aggrieved by efforts to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion and multicultural acceptance, they may have found in Trump a man who was able to say anything he wanted to about anyone and get away with it, from falsely accusing Haitian immigrants of eating neighborhood pets during his debate with Harris, to demonizing transgender insanity, to opening his Madison Square Garden rally with an insult comic who called Puerto Rico a quote floating island of garbage and made racist remarks about Latinos and black people. Okay, like, for the part of the manosphere that's obsessed with money, entrepreneurship, and cryptocurrency, Trump is a billionaire who aggressively courted the crypto vote and backed a cryptocurrency of his own, despite once calling such products a scam. He selected former Silicon Valley venture capitalists who demonized childless cat ladies on the left as his vice president. He won the support of Elon Musk, a fellow right wing billionaire with an online legion of male fans, as well as top venture capitalists like Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz. Online betting markets, meanwhile, many of which use crypto, were hugely bullish on Trump for months, even as polls showed a narrow Harris win. And even then, y'all were losing money at that. So that's how I knew, this was the online betting on elections, big money, way of the future. Start doing it. And for the online manosphere's more right-wing conspiratorial corners, the countless shows on the right-wing video service Rumble and lesser-known podcasts where hosts see George Soros lurking behind every corner and disinformation flourishes. Trump provided plenty of red meat for them to chew on, too. And but that does but again, YouTube is still Studio 54. Everybody still wants YouTube money for some apparent reason.
Right.
All right. That ain't going away. Sorry. During the 2024 campaign, he leaned even further into fascist rhetoric about immigrants during his rallies, spreading false sto- wait, yeah, spreading false stories like the Haitian scandal and claiming that migrants bring crime, drugs, and destroying the blood of our country. And if you don't believe that, go to New York right now. And Trump aligned his campaign with that of independent Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a well known skeptic of commonly accepted public health measures like vaccines. Kennedy, who eventually dropped out of the race and endorsed Trump, is seen as a likely appointee to the new administration. And as suggested, he will follow through on the kinds of priorities conspiracy theorists have long sought, such as ending fluoridation in the water and wiping out large portions of the Food Drug Administration, which I personally believe should happen. Okay, FDA, yeah, like it. Listen, the FDA was asleep during the '90s on all the foods that y'all ate. All right, and y'all still got health problems to this day. So, are they really doing their job? All of this combined so that on election night, Trump and his allies were clearly counting on a surge of male voters. And you know what? That's let's leave that there for now. So, what do you think it's like?
Okay, so the one thing, oh shit, showing my face. The one thing I think is kind of interesting. Let me put you back up here. Was ooh, wrong camera. I don't like that. Add this. Oh, wait. What the hell? What am I doing? I'm doing too much. What am I doing? What is this? What is this? God damn it. Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. Okay, the one thing I found glaring was the Latino vote. You had 55% of the Latino men vote for Trump, while you had 60% of the women vote for Kamala. And I think because both that population of men and women is just so is big enough to where they can afford to split. Black folk, urban folk cannot afford that split. It's very glaring. White women went with their men majority, and still the Latino women for the most part, went with their men, and then even urban folk, man, went with their women, and not the other way around.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
vote because we vote the way they tell us with the women. Everybody else is vice versa. Like, where's my man? Where's my man voting? Where's he
Works
going?
'cause
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
even with that, it's like, well, I don't think people understand, like, the whole black man, black woman thing in the West. We're not talking about in Africa. We're talking
right.
about in the West, okay? Black people have been a matriarch for decades, all right? Have been matriarchal, meaning the women are, like the forefront, all right? Big Mama, soul food. If you guys watch that shit, okay, Big Mama, okay, everybody goes to Big Mama, all right, even they ain't going over to what was it, they ain't going to they ain't going to the old cats. Sorry,
Well,
y'all still
think
talking about doing all that shit.
no. I'm glad you mentioned soul food because think about how all the women treated the men. They didn't listen to him, emasculated. Remember, Big Mama talked about how Granddad gambled the money and almost lost the house, and it was her that convinced him that she had to hide the money in the underneath the stove, on top of the stove, so they wouldn't be broke and have nothing to leave for the kids. The attorney, right? Michael Beach's character cheated on her with the cousin, but she was the attorney, brooding, emasculating the husband, and then you had Bird and Lim. And Bird had to go see her ex guy to help her husband get a job. And then
Yeah,
the
man.
other one, Kenny with Vivica, right? Had a
Mhm,
bunch of kids and whatever. I think they were the only stable couple out of that entire ensemble in that movie.
mhm.
So, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you're paying attention to just black people in general, it's just, like black men are so emasculated to the point where they're so afraid of what black women are going to say about them or what they're going to do. They're going to vote, how they're going to vote. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more or less like, I mean, even if a black man voted for Donald Trump, right? Even if he was down in the doldrums, he ain't getting no pussy. He ain't. Everything is against him, right? He's still gonna try to vote for Harris. It's when a black man has some form of assets or money and his back is against the wall. to where he's gonna vote for Trump, right? That I mean, if you ain't getting no pussy in the first place and you broke as shit, you trying to, see what the black women are doing. You know what I'm saying? Versus a guy like me. I don't give a shit, so I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, right? I got skin in the game. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I got a job and shit. So it's like, well, I got skin in it. So I'm gonna vote for my best interest versus what a woman thinks, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're not giving me none, what's the point? I listen, I think about it like this. What's the point if I'm not gonna get any anyway? But again, on top of that, I have a woman, so it does not matter to me. Okay. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not getting it from you. Okay. So there we go.
Yeah, for years I've been saying men need to put themselves first. Put yourself first, everything will fall into place. And I think the saddest part of all this is that you have all these videos of urban women disparaging the urban man, saying he didn't show up, he failed. I'm like, clearly the numbers show they came out in full, damn near full support. And
Mhm.
your woman still says you didn't do enough. Like,
Dude, I saw this. I saw that one TikTok where this black woman was like, "If you were," she was like, "Black men are broke then, and black men gonna be broke now." I was like, "So you still disparage black men, even though some
I,
of them still
yeah,
voted for Kamala Harris?
yeah,
How is this possible?"
yeah. It's an
So
abusive relationship at this point. That's how I look at it.
I was like, "Okay, so this is how I see it." Right? And I said this before. I said, first off, black people sauteed, steamed, grilled, pan seared, you know what I'm saying? Cooked. Because we have been divided for eons now. Okay.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
no coming to the table anymore. And and do I see black men voting blue now more than ever? Yes. Okay. I
Okay.
would like, I would like to see black men and black women themselves, vote independent or at least, try to understand that there are other alternatives than Democrat Party. Because again, Black Caucus can greatly tell you that there is no reparations coming for you in this lifetime. Okay.
No.
We can stop with that. I would want, more black people to be politically aware of where they are because like I said, like y'all could have after Black Panther Party, after all of these black, movements, right? You're never going to have what you want. Okay? After these whole black movements, a lot of black leaders gone, all this other stuff, y'all will do whatever it takes to,
Wait,
stay where you are.
Red, look at this. Look at this. This proves our point. This woman says, "Stop perpetuating stereotypes of the African American households. No, we love our men. Many people were misinformed, including yourselves, ma'am. Ma'am, please don't make us do videos of all the urban women that took time to take out their camera phones to scream and yell into their phones about how their
No, no, no,
urban
no, no,
man."
Slide. No, Slides. No, Slide. You know what? Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you should. Maybe that should be tomorrow's video. Take what she said. I'm not gonna say nothing, but take what you said. Take this comment right here. Take it. You know what? I'm gonna do you one better. I'm a screenshot it right now so that we can have this, right? And then, okay, so we're gonna screenshot this. I'm gonna send that to Sly. And then I'm gonna send you the videos in which I saw that were like shaming SBE and black men, right?
Yeah.
Because that was just complete. That was supreme SBE right there.
Hey, remember when they were calling men bullet bags a couple years
Mm-hmm.
ago? You know, that was all through the internet, all on urban internet, urban spaces. But when Kobe died, oh,
Yep.
he didn't, Latina woman. Like, we have scores and scores of evidence. Like, ma'am, you're misinformed. My wife is mixed. I don't give a damn. So there we go. How about that?
I'll say this. Listen, my girlfriend is black, but even that didn't stop us from. She knew who I voted for, and guess what? I said we're still gonna be all right.
Yeah,
All right,
for sure.
we still we still going to be all right. My black woman said, listen, I told her and I looked at her in the face and I said, look, we gonna be all right. Because guess what? I'm gonna still make this money. I'm gonna find ways to make money. All right. And guess what? We gonna eat good. We gonna be good. All right. If you don't like that, there's a door.
For sure. Wait. She's back. Okay, Miss Shirley Johnson. The most popular videos since the election are black women screaming, crying, and berating urban men for not voting, not helping Kamala win. When the exit poll numbers said that 78% of black men, of registered voters of black men, voted. They came. They always show up. Lady, what are you talking about?
Okay, now we need this video. Now we need the video. Now we need this video because maybe my ears need to be checked. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I do need to admit myself to a mental institution because I remember 24 to 48 hours during this whole election. I can tell you the scores of black women that went to my job and were literally looking at me dead in the face, right? Were like looking at me. They didn't even say hello, good morning. We always say good morning to each other. You know what I'm saying? Even if political affiliation be damned, how we greet each other at our shop is good morning. How are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Even if you felt a certain way, good morning comes out of your fucking mouth. That didn't happen with black women when I went to my job. I was like, good morning. How are you doing? Nothing.
All right, Shirley, sending a $2 super chat with a Sheba dog. You know what? That's what's up.
We're still gonna make that video though.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right.
But I listen, black women felt a certain way, and I get it. But to let it like for me, right? How I vote is how I vote. I'm not listen. How I voted is how I voted. How I bet is how I bet. But yet again, I wake up the same day, I go to my job, I'm like, yo, good morning, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? We talk about, excuse me, we're talking about what projects we got today. I greeted my boss. My boss is a full-edged Trump supporter. I didn't say nothing to him. I said, good morning, sir, how you doing? What do we got for today? You know what I'm saying? He got Blue Lives Matter stickers and all that shit right on the front of his door. I know what time it is. But yet again, I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit. Good morning, sir. How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what time it is. But yet again, good morning. A genuine form of respect comes out of your mouth. All right? There you go.
Carlton, thank you for the $2 super chat, bro.
Like I said, man, man. I mean, January gonna be a different thing. All right, January gonna be different because you might see some people, doing some riots. Will the riots come back? Yeah, the riots are coming back.
Let me do this real quick.
Board up your houses and all that other shit.
Let me do this. Shirley Johnson, there's my email. I would love to have you on to discuss this. Shirley, that's my email. Please email me so I can pick your brains about how this election thing turned out and your viewpoints in life and stuff. I would love to have you on. All right, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, no, I'm done, man. Like I already got out what I need to get out, man.
For sure. This was good. This was good.
I mean, aside from all the, do we even care about the Rippaverse anymore? Not really.
No.
These are good conversations.
Yeah.
Good conversation. Yeah. I love doing crabs with you, man. I love doing the crabs in the bucket podcast. We still on top, you know what I'm saying? We still on top. For sure. All right, man. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace out.
Okay, bro. Have a good night. All right. Yeah. Shirley Jameson, please email me. Would love to have your thoughts and have you on if you if you so wish. With that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for rocking tonight and earlier today with the guys, the Inquisitors, and I'm gonna go watch this finale of The Penguin. Y'all have a good night. Peace.